Below. If you're a little bit cool, making sure you've got a blanket, all these kind of things. It's important to attend to our comfort as much as we can, especially for those of us who've already got uncomfortable, painful bodies. Good, so we've still got people arriving, so I won't start quite yet. So Kenny, greetings from Sanibel, Florida. I've been learning all about the UK Shire names and locations via binge watching the UK series Escape to the Countryside. Fantastic. Yes, that's one way to educate yourself on the quirkiness of the names. English place names are very quirky, I find. Yeah. Kate, hello from Kent. Feeling like I don't have time to meditate, so that's why I'm here. Lovely to see you all. Well done, Kate, for getting here, because that's often when we haven't got time, it's the very time that we need it the most. So yeah, well done. Sarah, hello from London. Emma, hi everyone. Very stressful day, which is resulting in lots of body pain due to tension. Really looking forward to tonight. And Lorian, so happy to be here from Southern California. Physical challenges this week, plus lots of anxiety. Very much looking forward to this meditation. And Aline, hello, so happy to join you from sunny Netherlands. Good, you're lucky. The UK seems to be covered in cloud at the moment, but we have had amazing weather, so I'm not complaining. All right then, it's 2 minutes past 7, so let's begin. I'll just close the chat box so I don't get distracted. Good. And I found my poem. I've got this really gorgeous poem to read tonight. Let me just bring it up. Yeah, so this is a Swedish poem. Let me just put that over there so I can find it. Close all these other things down. Good, excellent. Okay, so tonight I thought we would do a meditation dropping into the body very deeply and then dropping into this fluid and changing nature of all experience, our physical sensations, our breathing, our thoughts and our emotions, so that we can let go of the habits that most of us have of sort of pushing against life. We push away the things that we don't like, create loads of tension. We grab hold of the things that we do like and create loads of tension, or we just get confused and we go round and round in circles. But if we can learn to rest inside our experience very, very deeply, then we can learn to rest inside the fluid and changing nature of everything, which can be quite freeing, also very mysterious. And it's also becoming more and more deeply human, more and more deeply just here right now, being who we are with a little bit greater ease and rest. And at the end, we'll broaden out to a little bit of connection practice, where we realize that deep down we're very, very alike, and we are all essentially very deeply connected with one another, that we're all participating in this kind of mystery of life together. Yeah, my own Buddhist teacher, Sangharakshita, he talked about how humans are coagulations of the common stream of life, which I think is very, very accurate. It's not particularly aesthetic, coagulation, but this idea that we sort of fix things in our own minds, we make them static, we rigidify against them, and we get this kind of clotting quality, and then we get very sort of stuck and hard. And we can let all that go. We can let all that go and rest back in the common stream of life with awareness and with kindness. So it'll be quite a simple practice tonight, hopefully quite restful and stabilizing, grounding and connecting. Okay, so if we get ourselves set up in our position, choosing how you want to do the practice, you can do it sitting, you can do it lying down, you can do it standing. And I just heard this poem I'm going to read yesterday, and I found it very, very beautiful. The kind of mystery of being alive and how there's this endless process of opening more and more deeply to who we are, to the experience of being alive, to the sense of fluidity, to the sense of openness, to wonder, to mystery, and that we can connect with other people as also being participants in that great journey. So I'll read the poem and then we'll move into the meditation. It's called Romanesque Arches by Thomas Tranströmer. He's a Swedish poet. Tourists have crowded into the half dark of the enormous Romanesque church. Vault opening behind vault and no perspective. A few candle flames flickered. An angel whose face I couldn't see embraced me, and his whisper went all through my body. He said, "Don't be ashamed to be a human being. Be proud." Inside you, one vault after another opens endlessly. You'll never be complete, and that's as it should be. Tears blinded me as we were herded out into the fiercely sunlit piazza, together with the other tourists. Within each of them, vault after vault opened endlessly. So I love this image of we have vault after vault after vault opening endlessly within us. We all do. This kind of endless journey of deepening, discovering, and opening, never ending. And I love this line from the angel: "Don't be ashamed to be a human being. Be proud." I find that very, very beautiful because I think so many of us carry shame of one sort or another about who we are. Perhaps we can let go of that a little bit more. Shame that is punishing and harsh towards ourselves. So beginning to drop inside the body, first of all. Feeling the contact between the body and the surface it's resting upon, whatever posture we've chosen. And let's see if we can yield the weight of the body through those points of contact. Allowing the body to rest. Letting go of gripping. And settling, resting, yielding. Allowing ourselves to be held by the earth, by the chair, or by the bed or the floor. And we can rest into this quality of yielding, particularly with each out breath. If you want to, you could take a deeper in breath. And then on the out breath, resting, yielding, arriving. Doing it a few times if you'd like to, if it feels appropriate for you. And then when you're ready, allowing your breathing to settle to its own natural rhythm. Opening on the in breath, subsiding on the out breath. And if your breathing's feeling disturbing, then you might want to take your awareness into your hands or your feet. You could open your eyes if that would help to stabilize and calm. So arriving with this quality of resting inside the body using whatever anchor feels most appropriate for you at this time. And let's allow awareness to fill the legs now, the legs and the feet. Letting awareness be like water pouring down inside. If you've got pain or discomfort anywhere in the legs or the feet, just noticing any habit of contracting against it, of tensing, of pushing away. And instead, seeing if we can yield, rest, include this in our field of awareness with kindliness. Letting the pain be part of our experience, it's not everything. Coming up into the buttocks. If the buttocks are in contact with the chair, or the bed, or the floor, depending on our posture, seeing if we can allow the weight to drop down through that area, the area of the buttocks. Just standing, letting the buttocks be soft. And allowing awareness now to pour up inside the whole torso. First of all, let's come into the back of the body. The whole length of the back, the whole breadth of the back, the whole landscape of the back. Let's see if we can rest right inside the back of the body. So we're not thinking about it as a concept, but we're resting inside the experience of being in the back of the body. And again, if there's any area that's painful or uncomfortable or tight or tense, let's see if we can open our awareness to include that with kindness, softness, tenderness, instead of it being a static experience. Let's let it flow through the moments. Maybe being aware of breathing in the back of the body, opening and subsiding, completely receptive. No need to force or strain. Coming into the front of the body, the belly and the chest. Let's see if we can let the whole torso open a little bit in all directions on the in-breath, subside a little bit in all directions on the out-breath, always yielding, resting with each out-breath. Including the arms, so allowing our awareness to pour through the shoulders, all the way down inside the arms to the fingers and the thumbs. Letting the shoulders fall away from the body into gravity, and letting the hands be supported if we're sitting or lying. Standing, having the hands resting at the side of the body. coming into the neck and the head now. So it's like we're allowing awareness to fill the whole body, starting at the feet, and now it's moved up through the body and it's filling the neck and filling the head. Let's see if we can experience the head as a limb of the body, feeling into the physicality of the head, sensation, position, temperature. For lying down, checking we're giving the weight of the head up to the cushion, the pillow. For sitting or standing, seeing if we can let the head be poised on the top of the spine. Releasing through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat. Letting the jaw be soft and the tongue soft. So the back of the mouth is open and the wind of the breath can pour in and out of the body. Ideally breathing through the nose if possible, but otherwise through the mouth if that's all you can manage. Letting the eyes be soft. Letting the brain rest inside the head. If you've got lots of thoughts or your brain's feeling very hard and solid, stuck, perhaps just bringing to mind the fact that the brain is full of fluids. It's not a hard organ, it's a soft organ in the body, pliable. So just imagine that the brain is softening, resting inside the head. And now broadening to be aware of the whole body. Sitting here, lying here, standing here. This experience we label body as if it's a static thing. As we rest more and more deeply inside, feeling how everything is flowing and changing. There's really no such thing as the body as a noun. It's only the experience of embodying as a verb, a process happening moment by moment. So rather than being like a rock, it's much more like a river, flowing and changing. So first of all, let's examine this in relation to sensation. So in your experience, there might be sensations that are painful, that you don't like. There might be sensations that are pleasant, that you'd really like to have more of. And there might be sensations in the body that are dull, a bit blank. You could call them neutral. So let's see if we can rest inside these sensations and let them flow through the moments. Letting go of the tendency to interfere with them, to push away the unpleasant, to jump onto the pleasant, to zone out around the neutral. So it's as if our awareness is bright and present and allowing everything to flow, all these sensations to flow. We rest inside this vivid sense of aliveness inside this flow. For those of us with pain, noticing any tendency to over-focus on these sensations. And see if we can allow the kaleidoscope of experience to be present. There's so many, many, many different sensations present in any moment. Now let's include our emotional tone. Again, it's a verb, not a noun. Our emotions never exactly the same one moment to the next. But first of all, let's tune into our broad emotional weather. Letting it into awareness. Is it calm or agitated or anxious or fearful or happy? A mixture of everything. Confused, you don't know. Letting go of judgment, just letting it into awareness. Letting it flow through the moments, whatever we're feeling emotionally. If it all gets a bit tight or intense at any point, then remembering to yield the weight of the body up to the surface it's resting upon, particularly with each out breath. Always using this as an anchor, a foundation, place to come home to. What about your thoughts? And of course, your emotions and your thoughts will be very connected. But being curious, what kind of thoughts are flowing through the mind? Are they worries or stories? Or is it quiet? Maybe we've got pain, so that's the physical, and then the emotion of dislike or struggle, and then thoughts about the pain. This is what often happens, isn't it? Instead of getting tight around that, over identified with that, let's see if we can release, open, let everything arise and pass, arise and pass. And of course, if everything's flowing and changing as its nature, then there's not a hard and fast distinction between us and the world around us and other people. Of course, there is a boundary, but it's not a rigid, solid edge. That too is changing moment by moment. So let's broaden our awareness now to include everybody here together. There's now 92 of us from many different places, many different countries, many different circumstances. And yet here we all are, breathing and flowing and resting and connecting. All participating in the great mystery of life, the great river of life, common stream of life. So we're not alone in a rigid, hard, isolated sense. Here we all are together, breathing and living, flowing. Now as begin to bring the practice to a conclusion, remaining open, but let's bring the weight of the body to the foreground of awareness, feeling into the points of contact, the chair, the bed, the floor, resting, yielding, stabilizing. When we're ready, bring a little bit of movement into the body. So hopefully you've had a little taste of how everything's flowing and changing, and now we're experiencing that a little bit more physically through these bigger movements. Maybe the hands and the feet, seeing if we can keep the breathing fluid, thoughts and emotions flowing as we begin to bring movement into the body. Opening the eyes if you've had them closed. Coming into bigger movements if you want to. Always looking for the sense of flow, which maybe brings ease, or it might just be that the tightness around your pain is a little bit softened. Lovely to see you all out there. Good. So for those of you, I don't know if we've got any new people, we might do. So just to let you know that I always stay on for a bit and we hear from people about what they noticed in the practice. But if you want to slip away quietly, of course you can do that. It's completely up to you. So before people do start leaving, maybe I'd just like to draw your attention to a couple of events happening tomorrow and Wednesday at Breathworks that might be of interest. So tomorrow night we've got a meditation support clinic. Well, it's 4 till 5 p.m. UK time with Ginny. So this is really it's quite an informal opportunity to talk about your practice and get support with your meditation practice in a slightly more informal way, if you would like to. There's just Shannon who does a lot of the promotion on our community practice. She's just sent out a post about this, so if you go to your notifications, you'll see that. And then on Thursday night, 7 till 8 p.m. UK time, I'm leading a session for our pain and illness group. So if there's anyone here who's living with pain and illness and you're interested in coming to this session, I've got a special guest who's a woman called Amelia Watts, who's a very, very experienced remedial movement practitioner. And it's going to be looking at how do we manage exercise if we're living with pain and illness. And I think it's going to be really very, very interesting, very practical. So they're free to join both these activities. So just come along if you would like to. Certainly the pain and illness one is also recorded. I'm not sure whether the meditation clinic is recorded. So look, Ollie in the background has put all the information up. Amazing. Thank you so much, Ollie. Good. Yeah, so now if anyone wants to write anything in the chat box about what you noticed in that practice, then please do so, and I'll read them out so everybody can participate, including those who maybe don't want to look at the screen or aren't able to for whatever reason. So Gail, lovely to rest into the moment by moment and flow of experience. Lorian, thank you for Jamala, Ollie, and everyone. So Ollie is the great tech person behind the scenes, support person. Very much appreciate the moments of peacefulness. I really need to spend more time in that place. Yeah, so it's good to know that it's always available. It's always available any moment of our lives. We just need to remember. That's the big thing, is to remember to stop and drop and rest. Stop, drop, rest, breathe, flow. Stop, drop, rest, breathe, flow. It's quite good. I just made that up. Maybe you could put that in the chat box, Ollie. Because little slogans are quite helpful, aren't they, to remember, to remind us. Marion, lovely sense of community, joined by invisible silver strings of peace, kindness, and our humanity. That's beautiful. Invisible silver strings of peace, kindness, and our humanity. That's from Marion in Wexford, Ireland. Hazel, thank you all for a lovely session again. Tuula in Finland, warm connection, thank you. Julie, hello from the beautiful Yorkshire Dales. Have a lovely evening. Eileen, thank you. This is a really great way to practice fluidity. Love this. Shakajata, thank you everyone for help with letting go. Catherine, I liked being a coagulation in the common stream of life. Thank you. Ed, this is Ed in Canada. Today my plate has been unusually full, heavy, and a bit oppressive. Today's experience made my focus shift Today's experience made my focus shift to my dessert plate, which floats on air. Needless to say, I feel a lot lighter. Thanks so much. That's fantastic. Yeah, so we can have the main course plate, which is just really heavy, but there's this dessert plate, which is floating, and we can focus on that instead of the big heavy plate. Helen, many thanks as always, Vijamala. It's always great to go soft. Joe, that was wonderful. Thank you. Really felt able to rest back and just be. Johanna, thank you, Vijamala, for a beautiful practice. I've had a good news day, but I realized that my emotional weather is anxious, despite the good news. The practice was peaceful with rainfall outside my window. Yeah, that's quite interesting, isn't it? We can have good news and we can still be anxious. And just to be aware of that. And you could be peaceful. And Ollie's put, what was the second word? Vidyamala. Was it drop? Was it stop, drop, rest, breathe, flow? It was, yeah. So drop, that's maybe not the best word, but kind of drop down in the body. Drop down in the body, yeah. Sarah, thank you so much. Catherine, the fluidity and softness of the brain was new to me, and the sense of softening really helped the sense of flow instead of rigidness. Good. Someone with an iPad, thank you so much. It was refreshing and certainly uplifting to be part of the group. Carolyn, I love the images of the rock and the river. Thank you. Yeah, I find that helpful myself, be a river, not a rock, when I'm feeling a bit tight. Just remind myself, be a river, not a rock. Catherine, this week I had a light bulb moment that our bodies are a construct and we can reconstruct how we experience our body. In my meditations, I have begun to experience my body as more boundaryless. So when I breathe, my lungs can fill up and dissolve into a much bigger space. I'm also starting to feel more of a connection with the wider world, practicing in this dissolved way. Your meditation was a wonderful consolidation of my learning this week. Thank you. And I know that from previous posts that Catherine's got long COVID. So that's really wonderful to hear your description of that as somebody who's living with challenging breath from long COVID. Donna Marie, lovely peaceful space to rest in and share with everyone. Letting go. Thank you. Much kindness. Julia, thanks for Jamala. It's been quite a while for me, and now I'm wondering why. Yeah, good. Well, we're going to be here next week. So do come back if anyone wants to. Good. So that's the end of the messages. So let's leave it there. As always, Ollie, if you could pop in the donation box. So if anyone felt you would like to donate to Breathworks to keep this free, then by all means, feel free to do so. Good. So thank you very much, everybody. And I hope you have a reasonable week. And I hope you remember to be a river, not a rock. And to just loosen things up a bit inside. That can just massively help. Yeah. Oh, look, we got another comment from Tina. Thank you so much for this meditation. I was really sore after a long drive today, and my muscles are completely relaxed after letting go and floating in the moment and inside the emotion. I'm in a really strange period of detaching, and feeling was a huge progress for me. So that's amazing, isn't it? You're all sore, and then what you do with awareness, you can end up feeling completely different just in 20-25 minutes. That's another massive takeaway from these sessions, I think, that we're all choosing to do this wise, kind, aware, connecting thing, and it has an effect. It has an effect. And Sarah, kaleidoscope of experiences. Thank you. I'm still with this, still settling, reflecting. That's good. Yeah, take it with you. Okay, everybody, let's leave it there. And see you next week. Yeah, thank you very much. If you want to unmute and say goodbye to one another, then by all means do so.
Thank you, Vidyamala, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.